I'd have to think back to maybe when I was 12 or 13. I thought I could see perfectly fine. And my sister actually, I needed to go to the optometrist or the eye doctor. And I was like, well, we can just take, So I went and I was like, okay, they're like, this is how you're seeing now. This is what we could get you seeing. And it's just like, my whole world just like opened up. SCO was the first school to reach out to me. They reached out like right away. I sent my stuff in the next day, got an email from Sonny, Mike Robertson. Hey, we looked at your application. We think you're a good applicant. Please come to our interview day. I was like, wow, like that's the first school that opened to me, talked to me. And like, even in the email, they just seemed so personable. Like they actually cared about me. I wasn't just a number. I wasn't just gonna be another student for them. I thought SCO was just a good opportunity for that. Financially, it was the best decision for me as well. And I just remember touring the facility. Everything's in one building. I think that was big for me because other places I looked at, like you go to school in one place, but then clinic is like 15, 20 minutes away. With SCO, everything's connected. You just walk across the bridge and you're in clinic. The eye center itself, like you're gonna see such a diverse group of patients here in Memphis. Being from Kansas, I would say a big point in Kansas is like glaucoma. We have an older population, whereas like in Memphis, more cardiovascular stuff like diabetes, high blood pressure. So like I just feel like we see so much more people that need help in Memphis. Like, and I feel like that's where SCO kind of steps in the eye center. It's like they train us to work with anything that walks in the door. You never know what's gonna walk in, come sit in your chair. But what's nice about that is learning from so many different doctors. I feel like you can just kind of mold them all into one. You can pick, oh, I like this from this doctor. Oh, I like this from the other doctor. And I can just mold it into how I want to practice. We have school, but then we also have like time to go out and explore the city of Memphis. And it's just like, it's never just like study, study, study. It's always like, take healthy breaks. Like, yeah, you studied all day. Let's go out for dinner. Let's go bowling at the Pyramid, something like that. So I just think that's been really good for the mental health aspect of just like, you're not always feeling like you're bogged down by school. You can always take healthy breaks, and just I just wasn't expecting, I guess, to relate and connect with so many people coming to optometry school. One of the parts I like living about on Mud Island is just that you can get out, walk out of your apartment, and you can get on the green belt, just go on a run. I like running, so that's really been good for me to just be able to get out. I don't have a bike. I wish I had one because biking is so good. There's tennis courts. There's just a lot of recreational outdoor activities that I like. And with SCO, I'm in the intramurals. So that's another thing I liked about SCO is they have intramural basketball, intramural volleyball. So like there's ways to get active with your classmates and like be competitive. You can't just like cram. Like in undergrad, it's like, oh, I can just study like 3 days before this test. I'll be fine, I'll learn it, but then I won't remember it. Like here, like you can do that, but then it's gonna come back either on the final or in another class. And it's like, oh man, I don't remember this. So I think that was a big adjustment for me of just the gradual studying. Like open your notes, look at something 15 minutes a day, close it. Tomorrow, do the same thing. With boards coming up, like I know that's a big thing that's gonna happen. Like everything on boards is what we learn in schools. Like the gradual studying is gonna stick in your brain more. All those professors that kind of teach you your first and second year, like they're always like, now we don't know what's on boards, but we do know that they cover these main topics and this is why this is important. And they just hammer it, stress it over and over again. And I feel like it's that repetition for me. Like if I see something once or twice, it's like, okay, but then you see it like a fourth or fifth time in your curriculum at SCO, it's like, okay, that's gonna stick, I can remember that. And then you see it in clinic. SCO does such a good job of, even if you don't get those state, border states that like they get the cheaper tuition, if you're in out of state and they don't have that, they make sure they give you scholarships. They make sure everyone kind of comes in on the same playing field when it comes to finances, because SCO knows that finances shouldn't be a burden for how good of an optometrist you can be and how good of a student you can be. And I think they understand that. And that is something that I've really respected SCO for, not just being an institutional money grab, like not just trying to get as much money as you can so they can fund their facilities. They want you to get the best education and have the best life for the 4 years you're here in Memphis.